All right, it looks like a new Tiny Leaders Reborn ban list update just dropped, so let's get right into it. So first off, Underworld Breach remains on the watch list, so there's nothing really too notable to talk about there. However, what really is notable is the fact that Ketramose is now banned as a commander. So this means that you can still play Ketramose in your main deck. That's perfectly fine, it's perfectly legal. However, you just can't play Ketramose as your commander anymore. So over on the TLR Blogspot, they do go over a lot more details as to their reasoning as to why they made these changes. So if you want to read that, I'll go ahead and link it below. But here, I'll give more of a TLDR version. So the committee's reasoning is that Ketramose right out of the gate of its release was topping multiple times, especially in the Reborn Rumble tournament series here in Northern California. And while it did wane a little bit in popularity during the next few months, it has made a recent resurgence, winning back-to-back paper events. And while that wasn't exactly enough to ban the card outright, what did make the decision to ban it as a commander easier is the fact that Ketramose is extremely oppressive against graveyard strategies. So a lot of decks like Slimefoot and Squeak, Riss, Flays, and Croxa builds were just really having a hard time against Ketramose decks. Also, their reasoning is that other mid-range strategies were also struggling against Ketramose decks because Ketra decks just main deck a lot of exile removal spells. You know, your Source to Plowshares, your Anoint with Afflictions, Prismatic Endings, and so on and so forth. So it was really making a lot of board presence. It was really detrimental to those kinds of decks. And then another factor is the fact that Ketra is really hard to side against. A lot of spells like Dismember, we're seeing a lot more play than ever. However, this just wasn't enough against it. And the last point that they go over is that a lot of players just flat out hated playing against the deck. You know, a lot of people find it to be a miserable experience, and that's something that I do completely agree with. And all right, so what do I think of this? Well, personally, I'm glad that Ketra is now banned as a commander. The fact that you get rewarded with a card draw every time you exile an opponent's card, or even your own card from the battlefield or from the graveyard, it just seems a little bit too much. It seems like a little on the broken side. I'm not sure why this wasn't a once per turn effect. I think if it did, it would have been a lot more balanced. Also, the fact that Ketra is really annoying to deal with. I mean, it's a 4/4 commander with Menace and Lifelink and Indestructible. And that just gets really annoying and oppressive over time, especially as the game just goes on. Yeah, as the game goes on, Ketra just gets really annoying to deal with. And you know what? Good riddance. I mean, you can still play him in your main deck, which I think is where he belongs. And I myself, I know I just talked all that crap on it, but since now it's in the main deck, I probably might make an Esther Pile mid-range deck with it. Who knows? All right, and so the next update to the ban list is going to happen on November 24th. So it'll be interesting to see if any of the new Spider-Man cards get watchlisted or outright banned. I'm really looking forward to seeing if this set has any impact on the meta. All right, folks, so let me know what you think of Ketramose getting banned as a commander down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.